All right.
Hello,
and here
Niles.
We're going to count. Are we good?
Yes.
Okay, we're going to count to 3. 1, 2, and 3. Woo!
Awesome. We just got the ribbon at Metta Perspective at 6954 West Touhy.
Yeah, I just like to say thank you. I just like to say I'm so happy and proud that you're here. I know a little bit about what you do, as I said, and I think our community can really use your services. And I'll do everything I can to make that happen.
Thank you.
You're welcome.
Excellent. And Dawn, do you want to tell us a little bit about what you do?
I'm a doctor of Eastern medicine, so I do acupuncture and herbs. I'm board certified. We treat everything but emergencies.
Excellent.
Chronic, acute, and maintenance, most importantly.
And so if we want an appointment, we just call you.
Just call. Definitely call first, make an appointment. It's booking pretty quickly.
And your phone number?
My phone number is
847
701
701
5788.
5788. Okay, excellent.
All right.
Excellent.
Niles, if you're looking for some care, give a call to Metta Perspective.
Okay. All right. Thank you. Thank you.
Thank you, everybody.
All right, Niles. Sorry, guys. I'm going to slide through here.
Okay, we're going to do a tour now, bud.
Oh, we all taking the tour?
Yeah, go for it.
Wonderful. This is our front desk. Awesome.
Clean room, backstock.
What is this? Oh, okay.
Backstock, clean room, all supplies. So I do all herbs. I do raw herbs, which are all up on the wall there, granulars, and supplements. So I try to get the most effective plant-based, nature-oriented supplements that I can find. So each room is set up a little bit differently to explain the different therapies. There's cupping therapy in here. So this actually helps to move and pull out stagnation. We use this a lot in orthopedics. So when we have trauma underneath the skin, that builds up a lot of blood and old blood that doesn't move. So any pain is always coming from stagnation. It's either stagnant blood or stagnant fluid, or just like things not moving. So all pain is coming from stagnation. So cupping helps to move that along. It's one of the modalities that we use, either dry or wet. Wet is that the skin, we might prick it to bleed so we can actually get new blood to the area. Then we do either fire cupping, or these are pneumatic. We just do a pump so we can control the pressure a little bit more. This is fire cupping that adds a little bit more heat to an area. So somebody who is really cold all the time, they need that core heat. People who are really cold on their hands and feet, they're not actually making enough of that fire in their body to express all the way out to their extremities. And then there's these cups, so a little bit more sterilization if we're using a wet cupping procedure. We put these in here so that and these are disposable, so that there's no transfer of anything. And this is a gua sha spoon. So we use this a lot for people coming down with colds or flu. Now it's a little bit weird because anybody who's sick, we don't tell them to come in, but normally anybody who's starting to get sick, we like, get in as soon as you can so that we can get that release, so we can get it out of you, because the deep things start from the exterior. Our lungs are the first insult to the outside. So when things come in, they stay surface until it gets trapped. So when we start feeling that tightness on our neck or those achy muscles, that's the exterior invasion just starting. And then once we are like, oh, I'll get over it, and then it starts to go deeper. Then we start to get digestive stuff. So we want people to get in right away so we can open up the surface and pull that out. That's what we use a lot. So now, like, it's a little bit different that when people are sick, we have to have them stay home. So this is, after every room, I do UV sterilization now. Normally we sterilize, we do HIPAA protocols and OSHA protocols. OSHA for sterilization of each room. But this now makes it hospital sterile. So after everybody leaves, we do UV sterilization. We have to close the door, push the remote, for 15 minutes, and then everything is dead, like bacteria, virus, everything. So there's two different types of lamp. This just explains what ultraviolet. This is UVC, which is bacterial and virucidal. So this I specialize in electroacupuncture. It's different than E-stim. So electroacupuncture actually targets the frequencies in the bottle that all of our organs work on. They all work on different frequencies to remain in their optimal health. So when we're talking about cell regeneration, we need that cell to be at a certain frequency. All of these 5G, all of these things, these wireless things are stealing our electrons. So electrons are the very base subatomic particle that gives our cells the energy to regenerate, to make new cells, to get out of a disease state. So I use this electroacupuncture machine at specific frequencies to help bring electrons back into the body so that the cells can regenerate, like skin tissues regenerate, organs regenerate. We work a lot with eyes and eye health, but so a lot more for chronic conditions and orthopedic. So pain protocols, opioids, getting people off opioids. This is getting the actual neurotransmitters that opioids are blocking. So we take an opioid to stop the pain. It shuts off a receptor in our brain, so then our body stops making those natural endorphins. So this actually gets our body to start releasing those natural endorphins so that we can keep our own pain response and not worry about the opioids, not take the opioids. And this lasts a lot longer. It can last days to start, up to months, up to years of that pain relief. It also gives a rush of electrons. So now we have a lot more base particles for cell regeneration. So there's two different branches. Yeah.
Can I use protons and neutrons?
Yeah, well, so no, because those actually have charge. So we want things to be balanced. Some things like our stomach needs to have more protons, the acidity, to actually have the enzymes work. But other things for cell regeneration, they need those the electrons, which have no charge. So that's going to give them, like, take the protons out that are free radicals that are causing damage, and give things the energy, those negative charges, to produce the other cascade of events that it needs to do. Yeah. You're welcome. And here is Moxa room. So now talking about, and I do all these modalities sometimes in one patient, depending on how deep their condition is. So Moxa is something like we were talking about, the warming, when people are really cold inside, and everybody's walking around all the time not realizing that they don't have that fire inside them. People have a poor digestion. There's cold trapped in there, or there's stuff that's not firing right. So we want to get that warm back in there so that we get the furnace going again. So it's powerful enough to push that heat out to the extremities, and we feel it in our hands.
So this is you ingest?
No, this is topical. So this is an example of how it would look on a needle. It's a needle head moxa. So I would light that, and it would just burn down like it'll get smoky. I have a lighter on it, but this burns and then it stays on there. It doesn't fall off. This is just how I scoop it off. So that sends the heat down into the point, because there's over 500 points, and some of them are more. I mean, they're all specific, but there's some that we choose that are more specific for this. So that's a needle head. This is a cigar moxa, so sometimes we just need to really warm the area on the top. This is an example of snake moxa, which we use this for. So people who have chronic conditions, MS, or really deep things going on, like here it'll tell like spondylolisthesis, and that's a core yang deficiency. So we just, all of our organs are lined up through our spine all along here, so we can get the whole thing with this and just really give the power to start coming back from difficult places. And these are rice grains, so this is a little bit more direct, so we would put that on an area, on a point, and then just drive it into the point for like a really focused treatment.
I want to do this just to see what it's like.
You should. Everybody should be getting it.
Oh boy.
I'm very unhealthy.
Well, we'll do it here outside, and you can see just how powerful, because our ears, when we were cells separating and regenerating, our ears and our kidneys used to be one. Our kidneys hold all of our pre and postnatal genetic material. So when it's separated, our ears hold all of that material. So now we can go in, this is why we call it battlefield, we can go in quickly address the nervous system through the ear and calm down that sympathetic response of that fight or flight, so we can drop it down really quickly and bring people into rest and
When you
digest.
say fire, you mean inflammation.
Well, that's part. That's the inflammation is a symptom of the bigger problem.
Because I sometimes have to put an ice pack on my neck.
Yeah, because that fire's just raging up. It should be sitting here, and it's raging up. That's why people get high blood pressure. We get these migraines. You get migraines because all that fire is just rushing up, and it comes up the channels. There's always a path that it goes. I talk fast enough for you.
What's that first step?